Good morning and welcome back to the channel. We are going to answer a question that's popped up a couple of times where in the previous videos where people have asked us our opinion and thoughts on acid dipping against media blasting. Quite a common debate, and we are going to tell you what we think. I've got to stress, this is entirely our point of view. This is not fact. I'm not going to get all scientific with you because that would be pretending I understand the full process, which I understand the basic process. I don't understand the full process and all the technicalities that are involved in that, but we deal with the end result. So we'll have a chat and run through and give you our views on that and where we would prefer to go with the body shell in here. So sandblasting, shot blasting, media blasting, call it what you will. This is our preferred choice. As with most things, it can be a little bit hit and miss, so you need to make sure that you're getting a good firm to carry out the work. Try and find previous examples, go on recommendation, because shot blasting, media blasting can cause damage. All kinds of paint stripping can cause damage, but the very nature of blasting means that you are directing at high pressure or good pressure a coarse material onto steel. So there's various different types of media now being used: soda, glass, sand, shot, walnut. There's loads of different types of blasting available now depending on the application. If this is not done well, you can end up with heavily distorted panels. All vehicle panels will have some sort of internal frame to them, and if the outer skin is blasted incorrectly, it will distort the panels. We have been using the company Just Like New Blasting. We'll put a little banner up now for their website. Highly recommend Sean over there. The work is just superb. They've never let us down. They know what to blast, how to blast, what not to blast. They do an amazing job. And what we really like about the blast process is it's dry. See a few criticisms sort of on various online communities that you end up with sand and material caught in seams and things like this. Well, yes, you can do, but thorough cleaning out, and that's not going to be an issue at all. And again, it's dry. I'm going to keep focusing on the fact it's dry because we'll come on to acid dipping in a minute. But going back on previous videos that we've done and our talk and love of all the epoxies, at every stage of the restoration and paint process, we want to keep things dry, which is why we use epoxies. It hermetically seals, keeps the moisture out, so on and so forth. So right from the start of the process, we want to be dry. So moving on to the acid dip process, again, I have to stress this is purely from our own experience, and we have done 4 acid dip body shells, one of which was organised through us. We organised the acid dipping at the customer's request. The other 3 were body shells presented to us, acid dipped. Again, there's various companies out there doing this, and the process for acid dipping is one. I mean, the shell has to be completely stripped. Nothing at all can remain within the body shell. With the blasting now, there are various ways of masking out, and you can blast a shell that isn't completely stripped out. But with acid dipping, you need to have every single part of that car removed. The vehicle then will go through a series of immersion tanks. So the acid dipping itself, it will go into an alkaline hydrocarbon initial stage. Then it's submerged into a phosphoric acid, and these are multiple dips. So that's the acid dipping process, removing everything out of the vehicle. And so the body is fully immersed in these tanks. Then it's come out, and then it's neutralized again with an alkaline wash. Moving that further forward, once it's acid dipped, it is recommended to then e-coat the body, which is electrophoric epoxy primer coating. Because once you the acid will remove every single bit of paint, debris, everywhere. I mean, that's the plus side. It will remove everything in all seams, in all the areas you can't see, because it's fully immersed. It will remove absolutely everything. But that leaves areas open to exposure, because as a painter, you cannot get into absolutely everything: box sections, chassis sections, things like this. So it is then recommended to e-coat, electrophoric epoxy prime the shell. So that process is, once it's been acid dipped, it goes back to the restorer, has all the metalwork carried out, then it goes back for e-coating. But for e-coat to be successful, the body shell needs dipping again in the acid to clean off it needs to be clean steel. So any primers that the restorers have put on for like a holding primer while the work's carried out, all of that needs to come off. So for a shell to be e-coated successfully, it's acid dipped once more. The e-coat process is then an 11-stage process, again of multiple full immersion dips. So you can probably see where I'm going with this. It's in and out, in and out, in and out, fully immersed in fluids. Here, the only fluid we want going near a body shell is paint. So we have questions over that straight away. But after all these immersion processes, the companies will quite openly say this isn't 100% guaranteed. And we can only go on our experience. And of the 4 that we have done, we have had issues within the first 12 months of acid falling out of seams where it's not fully neutralized. Acid coming through in various seams, panel flanges. We did a Mark II Jaguar, we reskinned all 4 doors. Within 12 months, all 4 doors were starting to blow out within the seam, because the acid it only takes a small amount, and that will just sit there and fester away. So the epoxy, the e-coating rather, again, that's a process where you need to drill various air holes throughout the body shell before it's submerged, so there's no trapped air, because the air will stop that from curing. And the e-coat process itself isn't 100% guaranteed to get into all of these areas successfully and cure. So going back over previous videos again, through the welding process, we epoxy coat or etch coat or weld through zinc coat everything as we go. So as we're putting your car together, we're building in the protection as we go. That's habit, good practice, what do you think? But if you then get it acid dipped again to e-coat it, all that good work's undone and replaced with something that's a little bit, I don't want to say a bit hit and miss, but again, it's not guaranteed. Whereas if we've painted it in the build process, we know that all of that chassis leg inside there is painted correctly and coated and sealed back up again. We had a Jaguar XJS that had been acid dipped before it came here, having had a load of repairs carried out, and we opened up a few box sections and it's just trails of rust everywhere. So acid dip or media blast, we would always choose media blast. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, it's our opinion, and that's what we've been asked for. So that's the way we would completely strip a bare shell. The other method of paint removal, we do quite a few bare metal exterior repaints. So the car would be complete. We're doing a Mercedes at the minute, a 300 SEL, another one, which is a full bare metal exterior repaint. We're not blasting off all the underside, it's all in good order. It's just had some poor paintwork over the past decade or so, and there's some corrosion coming through. So we're stripping off all the exterior paint and going from bare metal through our full Nova for Classic Car process. Now, the way we're doing this is good old-fashioned paint stripper. Again, paint stripper's changed, it's not what it used to be. If you went into your local hardware store and bought a can of Nitramores and dropped some on your finger, you'd know all about it. Now, you can almost bathe your hand in it and not feel a thing. It's really watered down and ineffective. But through the trade, you can get some really good paint strippers still. We use the product by Starcham. Again, you might think I'm being hypocritical here. We like dry, 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 but Again, the paint stripper, we can control that. We tape off all seams, so we wouldn't bathe an entire panel in the paint stripper. We'd tape down sort of inch round every seam, so the paint stripper is not going into any seams. It is purely on the flat surface, keyed up. We apply the paint stripper for about an hour, bagged and sealed, and then we scrape it all off. So whilst we're putting a wet solution on the panel, it's actually a dry, by the time it's cured on and eaten the paint, it's just dry paint that we're taking off. And then we clean down again with a DA, 80 grit DA, and strip manually that way, depending on the job. So we would always go shot blast, media blast, or chemically strip under the controls of paint stripper and a prepared panel. We wouldn't immerse anything, certainly. That's it, really. That's our take on stripping methods. With the shot blasting, when they come back from the blasters, there's normally a holding zinc coat put over the top of it just to stop it oxidizing. That kind of works just within travel time, really, and the product that our guys put on there remains an active product. So what we can do, comes into the workshop and we'll just go over the whole thing, scotching it up, which doesn't take long, hour and a half, 2 hours. We've got the whole shell keyed, scotched, sit it in the booth, bake that for an hour, and then we would apply Nova for Classic Cars Bodywork Primer, which is an awesome product. It really is good. The technology in it is fantastic for what we do. It's essentially a 6-month active live holding primer. So we apply it. It's a single stage. You don't mix it with anything. So straight out of the pot into the gun, paint the whole shell in this bodywork primer. Within 72 hours of curing, that becomes a weld-through primer. So I can just cut out the corroded part, stitch straight through that. It's weld-through protection already built into that paint system. And it remains active, as I said, for 6 months, which means within 6 months, we can just lightly scotch over and epoxy coat the whole car. We're not having to prepare it and key it up like you would on a regular primer because it's remaining active. After the 6 months, you do have to go through and prepare it with a 320 and really key it up and reactivate it. Well, not reactivate it, but key it so it'll accept the top coat of primer. So shot blast, Nova for Classic Car Bodywork Primer, straight into Nova for Classic Car epoxies through the paint is the way that we would go. Hope you enjoyed that and it's answered the question and has been informative. I stress again, this is just our take and our point of view. There will be people out there that swear by acid dipping. It's just not us. So there we go. We'll be back in the next few days with another walkthrough on a car that's already been built and some more more content coming soon. It's too early in the morning for this. So yes, please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you soon.